Hi, I'm Jeff Beach with Cystic Fibrosis Canada, and I'm very pleased to be joined today by Doug and Donna Summerhayes. Welcome, Doug and Donna. Perhaps we could just start with you introducing yourselves.
Hello, everyone. We are Doug and Donna Summerhayes. We founded Cystic Fibrosis Canada 60 years ago. Since then, we have witnessed many advancements in CF research, discovery, and treatment. Now, we are calling on you to help us go further until all people with CF can and do experience and enjoy everything their life has to offer.
So, what was it like to receive a diagnosis of cystic fibrosis for your child?
Well, Jeff, our Pam was 4 years old when we took her to the hospital for sick children for testing. When we returned a few weeks later to receive the diagnosis, the doctor led us to a small, dimly lit cubicle off the hallway and explained to us that Pam had a genetic incurable disease called cystic fibrosis, about which very little was known or could be done to treat her. He advised us to take her home, keep her comfortable, and enjoy what little time she had left, as she would not likely live to go to school. From that moment, our lives and that of our family were turned upside down, and we were headed in a much different direction than what we had planned. We were both overwhelmed with the shock of receiving this news, but stunned as we were, determination soon set in, and we resolved to do whatever we could to help Pam.
Can you briefly share what motivated you to start the organization?
Well, of course, the first thing that motivated us was the fact that our daughter had been diagnosed, and it was the greatest motivation was the future health and welfare of our daughter and our family. We felt, though, after looking at it all, that we should really be doing something. So during our family's participation in a genetic study at HSC, we inquired if there was an organization from which we could obtain CF information or assistance. When it was indicated that no one seemed to know of any, we persisted by asking, well, why not? Their answer quite simply to us was, why don't you start one?
As you look back, how do you feel about the advancements of cystic fibrosis medication, treatment, research, and support that have been made since Cystic Fibrosis Canada was founded at a meeting at the Hospital for Sick Children back in May of 1959?
Well, Jeff, Doug and I have a long way to look back because Doug is 90 years old and I'm 87. So it's been wonderful to look back over the last 60 years and see the progress that has been made since then. We feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude to the families and friends and professionals, volunteers, and organizations that have caught our vision for a better quality of life for persons diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. We also feel pride in the organization that has become a world leader in CF research, innovation, and clinical care that has extended the lives of those diagnosed so significantly that they are now living into their 50s and 60s. But lastly, for us personally, we feel a sense of worth, of value, accomplishment, and validation that our early work was so well done and has led to the inspiration and engagement of so many people over the years.
And as you should. So looking back again, what are some of the most memorable CF-related discoveries and accomplishments that have happened since the start of the organization in 1959?
Well, beginning with the moving of the office from our kitchen table to an office in Toronto, some of the outstanding events and accomplishments would be establishment of local chapters and regional treatments across the country of Canada, investing millions of dollars in support of numerous high-quality research programs that have discovered many new medications and methods for treatment. Cystic Fibrosis Canada has become a world leader in research, clinical care, and innovation. Discovery of the gene in Toronto in 1989 that caused cystic fibrosis by a team of doctors and assistants. Prenatal genetic testing is now universally available. Universal newborn screening is done routinely in maternity wards. The advent of double lung transplant procedures and the expansion of the BIS program are saving hundreds of lives and allowing them to continue to serve in their communities, as it is currently doing for our son Jeffrey. The expectation of most patients with CF may live into their 50s, 60s, and beyond, permitting them to live and generously contribute to their communities.
As parents of 2 children with cystic fibrosis, what advice would you give to parents of a child who is newly diagnosed with cystic fibrosis today?
Well, I would say you have been blessed with a very special child to love and to care for. I would say that the progress in clinical care, research, and knowledge has made the future for their child very bright. I would also say take full advantage of the CF clinics and professional assistance that are supported by Cystic Fibrosis Canada. I would advise them to always take time for your family unit, your parental and marital relationships, however they may be composed. Your child will look to you and to their parents how they handle life events that inevitably will occur, and most likely the child will follow your lead. And for the end, I would say, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
What advice would you give to future generations of people living with cystic fibrosis?
Do not feel sorry about your diagnosis, but accept it with grace. Take hold of all the opportunities that may be presented to you with vigor and enthusiasm. Grab hold of life fully. Live it to the greatest extent possible, as our daughter Pam did, and our son Jeff is following after his double lung transplant. In closing, we leave you with these wise words from our dear Pam. I enjoyed most every moment of my life, whether it was up or down. There was always something in the world that was beautiful that you could take from. Every experience could mean something beautiful if you looked at it that way. If we take the chance and the opportunity of seeking out beauty in the world about us, every moment of every day can be treasured. I have learned that no matter what misfortune or joys one may be faced with, life will go on with love. Pamela Gay Summerhayes, 1954 to 1980, an excerpt from her sister's book about growing up with her called 65 Roses, a sister's memoir. We wish
it were possible to meet each of you in person. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much.
supporting cystic fibrosis and its mission on this world.
Thank you so much, Doug and Donna. It's been a great pleasure speaking with you today, and we're so pleased to have you share your perspective and your reflections on the incredible accomplishments as you look back on the last 60 years since the founding of Cystic Fibrosis Canada. Although these accomplishments are remarkable, we do have further to go, and we will go further together. So on behalf of Cystic Fibrosis Canada and all people within the CF community who are living with CF and their families, I'd like to thank you for having the courage and the determination to start the organization, as you did, to plant the seeds for what was to come and what has led us to the progress that's been made up to today. We recognize that you have made incredible contributions to the CF community and you continue to do so. We're so grateful for that. And we're so pleased to have you with us as we go forward with our mission for the organization. Thank you.
Jeff, thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.